Imagine a life where the concept of price disappears completely, where nothing is too expensive because expense itself has lost meaning, where wealth is not something you check in accounts but something you breathe every second you are alive. This is the world of royal billionaires, a closed universe where luxury is not an upgrade. It is the default setting of existence. In this world, mornings don't begin with alarms. They begin with silence, marble floors cold under bare feet, sunlight reflecting off gold-lined walls, private chefs already awake preparing breakfast flown in from other continents, not because it's necessary, but because it's possible. Because when you control wealth on this scale, effort becomes optional and desire becomes law. Cars here are not transportation, they are declarations of power. Garages stretch longer than city blocks, holding thousands of machines built by hand, customized beyond imagination, engines designed not for roads but for dominance. Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah of Brunei lives inside such excess that counting becomes pointless. Over 7,000 supercars locked away from the public eye, Bugattis that were never announced, Lamborghinis that never appeared in catalogs, vehicles created in secret because his wealth demanded something no one else was allowed to own. Every ignition a reminder that rules are flexible when money becomes infinite. And when he leaves the ground, the world below becomes irrelevant. Inside his private Boeing 757, gold is not decoration, it is structure. Sinks, walls, fixtures, even the smallest details shine, because at this altitude, subtlety is unnecessary. This is a flying palace worth over $130 million, not built to impress passengers, but to satisfy a lifestyle where normal luxury feels cheap, a place where time stretches and reality bends. Below him stands Istana Nurul Iman, the largest royal residence ever constructed. More than 2 million square feet of corridors, halls, private chambers, ceremonial rooms, a palace so vast it requires internal transport, a structure that feels less like a home and more like a physical manifestation of authority, where power echoes through marble and silence carries weight. This is where history doesn't get remembered, it gets written. But the energy of extreme wealth doesn't belong to one nation alone. It spreads across deserts, coastlines, and skylines. In Saudi Arabia, King Salman lives at the intersection of ancient royalty and modern dominance, surrounded by oil wealth so deep it reshaped global economies. His garages house thousands of vehicles, many gold-plated, many armored, many priceless. Yet even this ground-level extravagance is only the introduction. Because when King Salman travels, the sky itself becomes ceremonial. His Boeing 747 private jet is a flying symbol of authority, gold-lined interiors, throne-like seating, and the legendary automatic gold staircase that lowers itself every time he lands. A moment designed not for convenience, but for presence, where arrival feels like an event and departure feels like a statement. His royal palace in Riyadh spans more than 4 million square feet, larger than entire towns, containing private hospitals, mosques, residential wings, cinemas, and secure command centers, a self-sufficient world sealed off from ordinary life, where every need is anticipated before it is spoken, where privacy is absolute and control is constant. This is not living large, this is living untouchable. Then there are those who own the impossible. Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed of Abu Dhabi holds a position no billionaire can rival, the sole owner of the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, an $18 million automotive sculpture, one unit ever made, one owner forever. A machine that exists purely because wealth allowed it to exist, not designed for speed, but for supremacy, surrounded by fleets of armored hypercars, each one custom-built, each one impossible to replicate. His influence stretches from land to sea, because when roads end, water becomes territory. Super yachts worth hundreds of millions wait in silence. Floating fortresses equipped with helipads, spas, private decks hidden from satellites, places where deals are made, futures are shaped, and power moves quietly beyond public view. Dubai represents another dimension of wealth, one built not just on inheritance, but on vision. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, didn't simply live luxury. He manufactured it, engineered it, exported it to the world. His wedding alone cost over $200 million, so massive that a stadium had to be built just to contain the celebration. An event so extravagant it blurred the line between ceremony and legend. His personal palaces are architectural statements, hundreds of millions invested in design, gold, ivory, rare materials sourced from across the planet. His properties stretch across Monaco, London, Texas, and beyond. Penthouses worth hundreds of millions, reserved for moments when privacy matters more than attention. Estates that function as safe zones for power. His car collection reads like the ultimate list of automotive perfection: Bugatti Veyron, Ferrari Enzo, Lamborghini Reventon, machines engineered for performance but owned for dominance. And when he chooses the sea, the Dubai superyacht follows, a $350 million floating empire. Not a vessel, but a moving symbol of what happens when ambition meets unlimited capital. Some royals hide behind palace walls, others turn the world into their stage. Prince Turki bin Abdullah of Saudi Arabia chose visibility, driving gold-plated supercars through the streets of London, transforming ordinary roads into golden corridors. Bugattis reflecting city lights, Lamborghinis roaring through crowds, Rolls-Royces gliding past cameras, traffic tickets meaningless, attention priceless, every drive a declaration that wealth at this level does not apologize. Yet not every empire is inherited. Mohammed Al-Abar proves that modern power can be built from vision alone. The man behind the Burj Khalifa didn't just change a skyline, he changed expectations, controlling multi-billion-dollar real estate empires, artificial islands worth billions, developments stretching across continents. His wealth doesn't sit idle in vaults. It rises in glass and steel, shaping cities, coastlines, and futures. And in Morocco, King Mohammed VI quietly blends tradition with strategy, turning royal palaces into luxury hotels that generate hundreds of millions annually, transforming history into income, owning private jets, super yachts, rare motorcycles, priceless art collections, and estates across Europe and Africa. His wealth doesn't scream, it compounds, growing behind palace gates where legacy becomes a business model. This world operates by different rules. Here, luxury is not a reward, it is a responsibility. Power is not displayed for validation, it exists naturally. These men don't chase trends, they define them. They don't compare themselves to billionaires, they exist in a category beyond comparison. Their lives are measured not in dollars, but in reach, influence, and permanence. Palaces that outlive generations, jets that turn skies into territory, cities shaped by a single decision. This is wealth that rewrites reality itself. And this lifestyle, this level of power, this universe of gold, silence, and control is not the end of the story. It is only the surface.